Today we are talking about the GX era. Now I got a question on our Yu-Gi-Oh! Investing and collecting Discord the other day, and yes, if you're interested in this whole, the market, collecting, investing, all these vintage items and so forth, link is in the description. Be sure to join the Discord, we have some cool talks over there. But so in the Discord someone asked me, I think it was Tweed, was it you? Hey, I often see you show off all these vintage cards and talk about them, but what about GX? GX has gone up, right? And yeah, absolutely, great question. I actually wanted to talk about it already. I am a big GX fan. I started in the era of the starter deck Pegasus and Magic Ruler and so forth, but most of my childhood, you know, most of the actual amounts of hours I've spent on Yu-Gi-Oh! Was all GX. I loved watching Zane completely kick Jaden's ass. Cyber Dragon, beautiful. I loved watching Zane go crazy in that cage match. Chimera Tech Over Dragon, that was, oh, beautiful. I watched the entire series. I was mega into it. So amazing. Crystal Beast, Elemental Heroes, the Yojamas, amazing time. Do I think GX will go up? Sure. And again, this is not financial advice. Seek an actual financial advisor if you want some help with your finances. But yes, I do believe it will go up because there's still plenty of people with nostalgia towards that. But, and this is very important, we all love buts. Buts are amazing. But I do not think these will ever be the same as the actual vintage very first parts of Yu-Gi-Oh! And the reason for that is simple. If you go to the general population and you ask them, hey, do you know this card? And you hold up a Blue Eyes White Dragon, they will go, yeah, that's the Blue Eyes. You know, even people who haven't heard of Yu-Gi-Oh! In 18 years, they know a Blue Eyes. They don't know it quite as well as a Pikachu or a Charizard, but the Blue Eyes is very, very known. You hold it up and a lot of people say, yeah, Blue Eyes White Dragon. Now you go to those same people and you hold up Elemental Hero Flame Wingman. Sorry, who? It's not the same. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, while loved by many fans, I'm a huge fan. I'm a big GX simp, let's say. They are not in the same category of iconicness, of being known. And now you may say, well, it doesn't matter because the general public isn't the one spending money on the cards. But it does matter because people who grew up on Yu-Gi-Oh! But the first few years and then quit and started doing other stuff, banging some chicks, eventually grew up to become CEO Bobby and now has all that wealth, they go, wow, I grew up on Yu-Gi-Oh! But you ask CEO Bobby, do you remember Armed Dragon level 10? He goes like, huh? No, get the fuck out. Here's 50,000 for the Blue Eyes. That's a completely different kind of caliber of people. If you were to show off a poster of Yu-Gi-Oh! And it has a Dark Magician or Yugi or Blue Eyes or Exodia, people will remember that. It's already quite new. So yeah, I think GX, the super fancy ultimate rares keep going up. There's plenty of rare cool cards. If you were into Yu-Gi-Oh! And you remember something like a Dark Armed Dragon or a Necro Face, sure, those cards can keep going up because they are still iconic for that era, for Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. But when we are talking about breaking pop culture, when we are talking about in a few years, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card sells for $150,000 like the Black Lotus and the Charizard, when that happens for Yu-Gi-Oh! It is not gonna be Elemental Hero Avion, no matter how much you're hoping for that. It is gonna be a Blue Eyes. It is gonna be maybe a prize card because of how rare they are, but when it's gonna be from a set, it is gonna be a Blue Eyes, the Exodia, maybe a Dark Magician. Cards in that era that everyone grew up on. Because yes, the people who are still into Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now, they went through GX, they went through 5D, Sexel V, blah blah blah. Everyone went through the original Duel Monsters. Everyone also has those very fondest little child memories with Duel Monsters. There's not that many 6-year-olds that grew up on GX. Now they exist surely, but it's less than Duel Monsters. And again, people also always go back to the original. When you see cards in other card games sell for these crazy prices, it's never the 18th set of that card game. No one goes like, oh wow, the Innistrad MTG card just sold for a record price. No, and people love Innistrad, I loved Innistrad, but that isn't gonna sell in the same league as cards from Alpha. When we see the Charizard or the Blastoise or whatever sell for these record prices, they're not going, whoa, yeah, it's that Blastoise from back in Diamond and Pearl, right? No. And I loved Diamond and Pearl once again. but it's not the same thing. It's going back to that base set. It's going back to that original. People who have a big amount of wealth and are looking to spend it on something fancy, they want that OG. They want the first. They want to be able to say to their friends, I have the first. Yeah, this was the first. Because it feels very fancy. And so yes, a lot of the value props up into that. Even though GX was beautiful. If anything, I enjoyed the GX anime much more than the original. But it isn't the original. Will it go up? Very likely. Some of these cards I love. Cyber Dragon, Cyber End Dragon, Chimera Takeover Dragon. All of these cards are really cool. I even sent in a Ulti Chimera Takeover Dragon first edition in for PSA grading. Looked very nice, so we'll see what it gets. I love these cards, but I do not think that they are the ones that will be pulling all of the value towards them quite as much as the OGs. That is all. Like this video, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Ciao.